Okay, so this is the next video. I've got that one converting. We're still doing frozen vegetables here, right? So I'll probably title this one, in a nutshell, How I Dehydrate Frozen Vegetables. And I'm kind of doing this for Lucy so that if she ever does it, she doesn't get overwhelmed. Right? She doesn't have to do it my way. I'm just giving her ideas to think about. Because in my mind, if I can get it over and done with within 4 to 5 days, based on my, experience when it comes to doing the corn and the peas and whatever, it doesn't take long to dehydrate those things, right? But when you're buying in bulk, you have to kind of pace yourself over a few days. So I give myself 5 days. I'm on day 2. I should be completely done with the dehydrating of all these vegetables I just bought, which I will tally up how much money I saved between what I bought and what I'm dehydrating. And I'll put it at the end of this video. Like, I'll talk about it and I'll put it in the description box. And so in the meantime, but I'm going to add this video into, I don't know. I don't want to watch and make comment. I'm just going to add the video either into comments with a link, or maybe I'll put it into the description box as a reference, just as a reference to what's facing the USA beef supply, maybe something like that, just as a reference in regards to why I'm buying corned beef. Because whatever's happening in the United States trickles over into Canada, okay? Our meat prices are at the same cost, if not a little more expensive, than what's being sold in the United States. Okay? And then we've got the exchange yet. Either or. It says Texas cattle losses. It's much worse than reported. Now remember, I did 40 cans. By the time it was all said and done, it came in at $4 a pound without me having to can it in jars. Okay? Right? He's talking about what's been going on with the cattle industry in the United States. And this is done by who? Right here. Yana S TV. He's a Texan and he's a rancher in Texas. Okay? So just wanted to point that out. Now we're going to go to the vegetables that just came in, and I'm going to briefly show you, talk about it, and then we'll just see what happens from there. Okay, so this is how I do it. I get them. I don't have no room in my freezer. That's okay. That's not what I need them for. I open them up so they can start to breathe. They're frozen. Right? Alright. You can see, now this time around I bought a great value at 2 key. Obviously they're larger peas, right, for $6 a bag, but I only bought 1 bag because I bought another 10 more bags of the sweet peas, 2 different types. Okay, that's what that is there. And then I got 5 bags of corn, because they only had 1 kind of corn. I could have went great value, but that's okay. I'm going with Green Giant basically. So this is I think peaches and cream, which is nice. Yeah, peaches and cream. They taste good. 5 bags. And then I bought a great value 2 key, which is 2.2 pounds, right, of just regular great value Walmart corn, which is corn. It's not peaches and cream. But as I dehydrate everything, I'm going to be mixing these regular corn in with the sweet corn in the jar, right? Okay. Same thing with these regular peas. I'll be mixing them in with the sweet peas, which are 2 different types. And then, because I didn't do the beans, but they're actually quite good when you dehydrate them and put them in soups and stuff. So anyway, I ended up buying 5 bags of that. I really don't want to do any more orders just for frozen vegetables. No. Because I broke down and I purchased my external hard drive, and now I'm going into the red, right? Or whatever people call it. I'm going in the hole. So I have to play catch up. Either or. And then I got yesterday 2 bags of frozen Brussels sprouts, which are in my fridge right now because I ran out of space on my dehydrator. But now I've got room on my dehydrator because what I did yesterday, I could downsize it to, well, if I got 12 large trays, I can probably downsize it to between 4 and 5 or 6 trays. And that opens me up another 6 trays to carry on. So I'm going to end up dehydrating these, and I've got a thing of corn in the fridge, which I'm going to be working on and getting in the dehydrator as I move things around. And then eventually, I just thought I'd take the Brussels sprouts after the dehydrated and just add them in with the beans, right? Okay, because really my mission was more for the peas and the corn. All right, so all in all, I did 20 bags of Green Giant peas. For every 5 bags I bought, I saved $8. Okay, I did. Well, I have 15, yeah, and then I did 5 bags of corn. Right, so that's times 2, 20, 10. So we did 20 bags of Green Giant peas, 10 bags of corn, 2 bags of this, which was regular price, but it was under $3 a bag, which was fine. These, you got more for your money with the great value, 2.2 keys, but they're not sweet, or, you know, they're not, right? They're different. But and filling in between everything, in between the jars, they're good. So, and then of course we've got here, what did I buy? Looks like I got more than 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh God, I'm not even counting right. Anyway, 10 peas, 5 corn, 5 beans, on top of the 15. I'll do the math on it, okay? And then we'll kind of calculate at $8 for every 5 bags that I bought exactly how much money I saved, right? Not including this, although this is cheaper than doing it that way, but, you know, they're just, you know, they're nice, but if you blend them in with something like the corn, regular corn with the sweet corn, it works out fine. So hold on a minute. Okay, just to give you an example here, I don't know what happened with freaking Google, but I'm having such problems with it now. Anyway, I'm using Firefox. So Green Giant, right? Natural summer sweet peas, okay? Right? They're selling at $2.67 now per bag. You save, I think, $1 something. I don't know. They're saying that I put 5, right? Maximum is 5. You can buy 5, but you can also buy a different pea under Green Giant or corn, but you can only buy 5 at a time, right? You end up saving $8 for every 5 that you, $8.05 for every 5 that you order. So let's see how much money I saved after buying 35 bags at this price. Hold on. All right, so I did I saved $8.05 off every 5 bags. I bought 35 bags of Green Giant on sale, times 7, okay, so that's, you know, 5 into 35 is 7. And then, so what I saved is I saved $56.35, right? On the frozen Green Giant vegetables. Okay? That's how that works. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate by weight. For every bag that you buy, I think it's 750 grams, right? So you would multiply that by 35 bags. And then by pound is 454 grams if you were to go by pounds, right? Divide by pounds to get how many pounds, and then so on and so on and so on. So yeah, hold on a minute. So I paid $13.35 for 5 bags. I did it 5 times. 5 times 7 is 35 bags. Now we're going to find out how much I actually did pay, but we know we already saved $56.35. So we go equal. So we paid $93.45 for 35 bags of frozen peas and carrots. Okay? But we saved $56.35. And then I bought those 4 extra bags at regular price, which wasn't very much, but I'll include that price into this price. And then, hold on a minute. All right, so now we're going to do the $93.45 for the Green Giants. That's 35 bags at 750 grams. Then I'm going to add in another $18, $6 a bag for those 2.2 basically great value bags at 2.2 keys, and then the 2 bags of Brussels sprouts were $3 a bag, and the other 2.2 key peas and carrots were at $6 a bag. So we're going to now do at $18, right? So we're going to add that to see how much I spent on frozen vegetables in general. So I spent, okay, because I'm going to work it out into pounds here, right, in terms of based on whatever the poundage is. So now I'm going to work on the pounds. So I spent $111 on frozen vegetables, right? Mainly peas and corn, but I did buy 5 bags of, and of course I'll double check this because 20, 50, yeah, 35. Yeah, it was 35. Okay, so hold on a minute. Okay, so it says 750 grams. Where's my finger? Right? Now I did look on the package to see if I could find if it's non-GMO. I couldn't find anything to make reference. They just say it's 100% natural, but that could be anything, really. Right? There's nothing in here specifically to say they're non-GMO products, but whatever. Can't have everything in life. Right? And then the Brussels sprouts were 500 grams. And then the 2.2 keys. Well, okay, so I'm going to do the math. Hold on. Alright, I know it seems to be kind of like a silly little video here, but, you know, this is what I do. Whether I'm doing it during the day or 3 o'clock in the morning, I actually try and calculate it out in my head before I push pay. So we're going to go now 750 grams. Okay, that's how we do it, times, that's how I do it, okay, times 35 times, because there's 35 bags, right? And then what we get is 26,250 grams. Right? And then the 2 Brussels sprouts is another 1,000 grams. Now I'm doing by pen here. Oh, actually, I can add it. Plus, hold on, where are we? Oh, God. Well, I'm using my finger when I need to go plus. Now I go plus, if I can find the mouse. Right? We're going to add in, let's see if we can figure this out. So 2.2 grams, 2.2 kilograms is, for every 1 kilogram, that's 1,000 grams, plus another 200, so that's 1,200 So that would be 2.2. That would be 2,000.2. 2,200 grams, I would think. Right? 2.2 kg would be 2,200 grams times 2 would be 4,400 grams, right? Pretty sure I got that right. And then we're going to add, hold on, the 1,000 for the Brussels sprouts to the 4,400. So that's 5,400 grams that we're going to add on for the great value peas and the great value corn, coming in at 2.2 kg per bag, plus the 1,000 grams for the Brussels sprouts. So we're going to add 5,400 more grams. Alright. As if my eyes can handle this, right? But whatever. So now we're at 31,000. Alright, now we're at 31,650 grams for all the frozen vegetables at one time. But I want to know how many pounds I got. So now I'm going to divide this number by 454 grams, which is approximately a pound. Okay, so now we're going to divide. There we go. You see what I'm doing here, right? 4.54, which is about a pound in grams. And in total, we got 69 pounds, if I'm calculating this correctly. We got 69 pounds of vegetables, and because it going into we'll just round it off to 70 pounds because we're past the 5. If it's 0.4, just leave it at 69. If it's 0.5, bring it over and round it off to 70. So we'll just round it off to about 70 pounds. 70 pounds of frozen vegetables. Now, that's just based on the numbers that they're putting out there, right? Okay, so now we want to know how much I paid for 70 pounds per pound. Alright, so now we clear it. This is how I do it. Okay. Now we clear it, and then you'll understand why I do it this way in a minute. So I spent in total, not including my savings, because we saved $56, right? And we could calculate this twice just to get an idea of how much the poundage would have jumped up. But for now, I paid $111.45 for everything. But my nerves are a little frazzled, so hopefully I didn't get the numbers right, but I'm not going to do this again because I'm happy with what I got. Anyway, so alright, so that's what I paid with a discount. And now we're going to divide that, if I'm thinking correctly, we're going to divide that by 70 to find out how much it is per pound that I paid. So we're looking at $1 something per pound, okay? Because obviously 70 will definitely go into, we're probably looking at $1.70, maybe $1.40 a pound. That's my guesstimate without using my brain. Divide by 70 pounds equals, I was a little off, $1.59 a pound. So basically, I paid $1.59 a pound for whatever vegetable I have at this point for 70 pounds of net weight. Okay? And because I'm dehydrating them, I will show you exactly how much space it takes up and why I like to dehydrate them. Not to mention everything else as to why and what I plan on doing with them. Okay, oh yeah, and then we were going to figure out how much it would cost if it was regular price. So we'll clear it. Okay, we'll clear it. Just hold on, just for the sake of it. So I paid $111.45. Where am I? Yeah, 45 cents. I'm using this. 45 cents plus, and what were my savings? $56.35 plus 56. Where's the period right here? 35. If I wouldn't have bought them, if I would not have bought them, okay, at that price, I mean at $111, it would have costed me $167. But we know we only got 70 pounds. Then we would divide that number by 70. Where's the divide? By 70. So at regular price, it would have costed me $2.39 a pound versus $1.59 a pound. I don't have to blanch them. I don't have to take the corn off the stalk and blanch them, or blanch the peas or any of that, because it's basically done for you. I just have to defrost them. And you just got to be careful when you're putting them on your trays, because when you're dealing with a lot of them and you put a lot on, and you know, it kind of starts to cook them a little bit. So, but all in all, they do dehydrate really well, and you don't necessarily have to rinse them off, right? Because sometimes I think rinsing them off, and because I'm rushing and I know I got more coming, blah, I don't let them drain out fast enough, so they kind of go into the dehydrator a little soppy. Whereas if I leave them and let them sit and let all the, you know, miscellaneous whatever drip off, they tend to dry better. But either or, you know, it works out really good. I'd rather pay $1.59 a pound than $2.39 a pound. Okay? And that's at today's price. We don't know what it's going to be like in 2000, halfway through the year, or this time next year in terms of price, right? Hold on. Okay, I don't know if anyone's noticed this, but look what YouTube has done. It's almost like they privatized YouTube. You can't watch videos on YouTube anymore unless you sign in. That is freaking shady. Like, real shady. Right? I've been noticing that, like, in the last, well, I don't know, I got some sort of stupid virus on my Windows 10 here. I think I got rid of it. I had to download freaking Google Chrome all over again, but I don't know how to set the apps. The bloody thing's not working correctly. I had to go off and use Firefox just to be able to do what I was doing with the Walmart thing, because even Walmart, I'm signing in with Google, and Walmart's wanting me to sign in to their website before I can even see it. This is my Windows 7, which works fine until now. Now I have to sign in because, you know, they're changing shit, right? Well, what if I don't want to sign in and watch videos? What if I want to just come in and pull up a New Nations Unity video, go look at it to see if my comment is showing? Because, you know, they're shadow banning comments and stuff like this, and if you're logged in, you go, you see your comment, you log out, you go back, and your comment's gone because they actually fucking shadow banned it. Right? Well, what if I don't want to sign and become a member but still want to watch YouTube videos? Like, why are they forcing people to become freaking members? Like, to sign up? Like, that's crooked. Yeah, see? Google. A new look is coming soon. Google is improving its sign-in page with more modern looking feel. No, they're forcing people to sign in before you can even look at a bloody video, for crying out loud. I don't think that's right. Right? So, you know, for as much as this computer over here, the Windows 10, got freaking, what is that called? Hijacked. It's not being hijacked by a virus, it's being hijacked by Google. Okay, Lucy, now we're at the big dehydrator, 12 trays high. You can see what's happened here. You've seen me put these peas on. I just kind of spread them around, right? I don't keep each piece. Okay, it takes too long. All right. So as long as you got a fair amount, I'm in my bathroom here. I work with what I have. All right. Oh yeah, I was going to talk to Lucy about this. I know you're getting a new little place, and you know, when you're buying dehydrators and stuff like that, sometimes, you know, it's like, you know, do you see what I've done? Right? See, then my boxes for my dehydrators, for the big ones, that is, right? You can see, right? That obviously had extra trays in it, right? That's why I got 12 trays, I suppose. But when you put these brackets in, make sure you use just a really good wall plug. Your standard wall plugs, just the standard ones, they're actually quite good. Every now and then they'll start pulling out, but you can get this repair kit that works really well, right? And these things have been here for as long as I've been in this house. Let's just put it that way. There's another canner up there. Okay, so, right? Anyway, let's get back to this. I told Lucy a long time ago, when I'm in my bathroom, because, you know, she's going to have, you know, a box with a dehydrator, and she might want 2 dehydrators now, and she won't know where to put them. Well, that's what you do. Yeah. All right. And then what I do, when I get to this point, I'm not ready to put them in the jar yet. Right? Because, what do you call it? You want to make sure they're fully dried. So, I throw them in my big metal bowl, rub them, break them up, and then I put them back on a tray, and I'll let them run for however long to, what do you call it? Just make sure that, you know, we didn't miss any, right? And if you noticed, I put these in yesterday towards the evening after they sat in a bag in my kitchen sink. I did rinse them off, which, again, you know, they can tend to get a little soppy, right? If you touch the tray, because sometimes when you're stacking the trays, some trays will dry faster than other trays. So if you come across the tray in the middle of the dehydrator where you can feel that it's not as dry as the ones that you're doing like this to put back, just leave it on that tray, right? Otherwise, you can just mix these all up and then condense your tray down. For the next batch. Because you're going to plan, right, what you want. I got canned peas in a metal can. I don't can peas home can, because that's just too much work, right? I like green beans though. I like to can green beans. I'm going to try and plant some beans this year. I'm going to try. And hopefully they'll grow. And if I don't get robbed, because you never know, right? I will can them in jars because Andre really likes them. Not quite done yet. They're still chewy. They're not crunchy. You want them crunchy. Okay? But I need the trays for the next batch. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting trays ready for the next batch. I'm going to mix them all up, put them back into the trays. And if I can get 6 to 8 trays available for the new batch, not including the small dehydrator, then I'm rocking. Right. It can kind of get a little obnoxious, but it's worth it in my opinion. Yeah, not quite ready yet. They'll be ready by tomorrow. Yeah. And then make sure you have a big ass bowl. When you take them out of the dehydrator, before you jar them up or do whatever you're going to do, they have to cool thoroughly, 100%. And then you can put them in your plastic bag, your jars, whatever, right? Yeah. And if you're going to be putting them into long-term storage, I would recommend mason jars, vacuum sealed. Or a cheaper method would be vacuum seal bags, vacuum sealed. I wouldn't worry about oxygen absorbers and none of that crap. As long as these things are 100% dry and crunchy, you're good to go. Alright, it looks like that's just the peas, and that's corn. So, now, before I do the corn, what I do is I got it all in there, and I just break it up, nothing sticking together. I got peas in the other dehydrator that's in my kitchen, the small one that I used to dehydrate walnuts with. Right? So now I take that and I start filling up my trays again. But because they're almost dry, I'll probably get these, all this, honestly, from what I can tell, and of course everything is what it is, 2 to 3 trays. And all you have to do is, when you're at this point, come every 4 or 5 hours and just move them around. Yeah. Go from tray to tray. Just stick your hand and just move them around every, I'd say, 3 to 4 or 5 hours for the next, till tomorrow. Right? So by the time my other trays are ready to go in, I'd come and I'd move these around. I'd put these on top. The ones that are dehydrating raw right now, next batch, will go on the bottom, where these ones will just go on top. And right? And then you try it. And then when it's crunchy, yeah, then you're good to go. Right? I have to put this here now. Oh, I feel so awful. I'm so exhausted, you don't even know. So worn out. It's not because I'm doing this, I don't think. I'm not used to getting old. Nope. But it's more than that. Stress doesn't help. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to get all these peas, basically, onto two trays. So you see, Lucy, this is why you need to have more than just 4 trays. Because initially when you start, you do. But when you get to this point, you're down to 2 trays. And I had, how many trays here? Quite a few. I can put those. And of course now I'm going to have peas throughout my bathroom. But that always happens. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Just a few. Picking around. Can't save every pea. Especially when you can't see what the hell you're doing half the time these days. And they're good. Not quite. Almost. Oh yeah. Really good. Okay. So out of 6 trays, I'm down to 2 now. Okay. With just peas. And I freed up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trays so far from the first batch of peas. So we were at 8 trays down to 2 trays, and I've got 6 more trays for the next batch of peas. Now we're getting into corn. And it looks like there's only 4 trays here, and we do the same thing. Okay? And if you notice, this is going pretty freaking fast, because I didn't get these in until towards the later part of the afternoon, early evening. That's why I don't mind doing it, because it really doesn't take that long to do it, and in my opinion, it's worth it. Yeah. So don't forget to purchase those things for yourself if your dehydrator doesn't come with them. Right. And I'll probably get the corn, because it's a little bigger than the peas, down to 2 trays. And how do I wash these, Lucy? Well, when I'm ready to wash them, I just fill up my bathtub with a little bit of dish soap in there, put them in there, let them soak, and take a little brush, scrub, wash, rinse, but you have to get a little strainer for your bathtub drain, because, you know, when you soak them in the bathtub, the food that is captured in there over a period of time, because you don't have to wash them all the time, right? You'll know when you'll need to wash them. Will go down the drain and clog the drain. So get yourself a little screen. I try to hide mine so it doesn't get lost in here. That's how I wash them. The big ones, that is. Sometimes I'll wash them. Where am I? Sometimes I'll wash them in the... But I like the bathtub. Because then I take the sprayer after everything drains, right? I capture the food, chuck it out in the garbage, or you can flush it down the toilet because it's just little bits of whatever. Or put it in a garbage bag, whatever you prefer. And then I take my... nozzle to spray, you know, when you shower spray, and I spray it down really good, hot, and then I stack everything, shake it after everything's been rinsed, and I stack everything. It's all nice and clean. I shake it, and then I take the trays, I put them on the dehydrator. I turn on the dehydrator as is, and I let them just run and dry for 20 minutes, a half an hour, and you're good to go for the next time you want to use your dehydrator. It's just you have to bend in the bathtub, but it's worth it. Alright. Obviously some things are easier to wash off the trays than others, but all in all, bathtub is your best friend when it comes to this kind of stuff. If you're having a problem with storage, brackets become your best friend. Right? And whatever wood you can find. A lot of these woods, whatever, came from like old shelving from wall units that got broken over the years or whatever, right? Okay. Same idea. Even though they sound and they feel like they're dry, not necessarily so. You still want to give them a little extra time, right? So I ran my hands through it, broke it up, and now I'm going to fill up what I got there between 2 trays. So now I've got 8 trays for the next batch, not including what I've got going on in the kitchen. Yeah, still a little chewy. You don't want that. Oh my God, it's so good. I could just eat like that. You don't know. Now I did rinse these off. Let them drain for a while. Oh my God. Tastes like peaches and cream corn. It's like comfort food. And giving me goosebumps. What was I saying? I don't want to waste it. I don't know what I was saying. I was saying something. I actually don't feel that well. I haven't been feeling well for the last little while. My kids, they don't realize that. I'm serious. They take me for fucking granted, man. They think because I can do this stuff, somehow I'm okay. They don't realize the severity of losing the eyesight and what it does to the body in general. Not to mention my stress level. But I know I'm making it worse by kind of making myself do this. But I justify it by saying, well, for everything that I bought, I know for a fact I'll be done within 5 days, if not 4. So in that situation, it's worth it considering how much I saved and what it cost me per pound. And what it's going to be used for after it's all said and done. So I got all that corn that was on 4 trays down to 2 trays now. And I'm putting them on the bottom because I'm not ready yet to do the new batch because it's still frozen. It's going to take several hours before I can even do anything with it. Like several hours. If you rinse them too soon, they tend to, right? And then you got to break them up and your hands get really cold. And ugh. Whatever, it's okay. You'll figure it out, Lucy. You're a smart woman. You'll get your own system going down. Okay? And then we've got the 2 trays with the peas, with the one bottom tray where it's completely solid, where nothing can fall through. And I keep this at about, I don't necessarily do it at 125. I do it at about 135. I don't do it at 135. I do it at around 120, 125. Okay? And now we've got 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 8 trays. Yay. We're good to go. All right. And then we get on to this one. Now this one doesn't, oops. This one doesn't have an on and off button. Some do, some don't. This one doesn't. This is a very old one. Same idea. Remember, the tray was full. Not so much anymore. So we're going to free up some trays here. And then what I've got in the fridge with the broccoli and the little leftover corn, I'm going to fill up these trays and just continue on. And then when the other ones defrost and I'm ready to do, I will fill up whatever trays are available. And anything left over that can't fit in the dehydrator will just go into the fridge till tomorrow. Oh, there was 2 of them here. I don't need 2. Just need this one. If I'm lucky, by the time I'm all said and done, I'll get 1 gallon jar of each peas and corn. That's my goal. But before I use those ones, I'm going to be gathering up the ones that I've already got around the house. There's some downstairs in Auntie Shemai's room that I can't get to at this point. But eventually I will. And I know I've got some in my bedroom. Right? And then remember when my neighbor gave me some of the frozen vegetables, I also dehydrated those ones. The only reason I bought them, it was because they were on sale. Maybe if the government wasn't doing what the government's been doing, I wouldn't be so, I don't know. I don't want to say extreme because Andre eats a lot. Right? But, you know, I wouldn't be so consistent with it, maybe. Maybe consistent is the better word. Now what I could do, well, yeah, what I could do, well, I don't know yet. I have a lot of peas here. Oh, I think this is all peas. 8 trays of peas. So Lucy, you might want to consider buying at some point over the course of a year, year and a half, 2 dehydrators. Yeah. Right? There's another one. They're all peas. These are all peas. All peas. You're probably wondering what happened to that video with that interview that's 2.5 hours long. I don't have time for that right now. And looking on the computer burns my eyes out. And changing glasses all the time doesn't help either. So, yeah. I'm probably, at the rate I'm going from what I can tell here, I think I'm going to have more than a gallon after I'm done these ones. Yeah. Now, what I like to do, I don't know, you can hear me scratching this off, right? I'll show you. So because I'm doing so much in bulk, and these kind of went in a little moist, because I didn't give them enough time to drain. Obviously the water is going to drip down, right? So on your bottom tray, that's at the bottom of the dehydrator, use one of these because it captures the water versus having it go on the dehydrator. Although, even if it ends up on the dehydrator, it's not necessarily a bad thing. But from what I can tell here, oh yeah, I think I'm going to be past the 1 gallon mark, which is fine with me. My goal was a gallon, but if I get 1.5 gallons or 2 gallons after it's all said and done, I'm okay. I'm happy with that. 1 gallon fills up really fast. But they're nice. They're nice to store, right? I mean, look at this. So we know I did the ones in the bathroom. And we did these ones, which is like coming into 1 gallon. Just that by itself. With all those other ones yet to go. But I got 4 gallons of jars coming, so I will use them for this stuff if I have to. And then if I really want 4 more gallons, I'll just order them. It will cost me like $60. No, they're $30 for 4 gallons of jars, but they charge shipping. That's the problem. But what I had to buy buckets. Some lids with gamma lids because, you know, I'm trying to figure out what kind of flour. Like I bought flour. I bought like just flour, all-purpose flour, unbleached flour in a no name. It was on sale just to get as a talking point with Andre. I bought a little bag of bread flour. My God, it was just like 2.5 kgs. I don't know how much they charged me for it. I thought it was 5 kg. Actually, I need to check that and make sure what they charged me for that because that was kind of pointless. But besides that point, so 2 buckets there. They're 3.5 gallon size buckets. And because I'm going downstairs doing what I'm doing, I know I got a few buckets down there with just pinto beans in. The pinto beans are in them, right? So they're like one of the first food grade buckets that I bought from Argus, from Go to Go, wherever, when I first started off with that kind of stuff. And I know they're not in Mylar bags or nothing, right? They're just in buckets. And so I'm going to probably 1 or 2 of those, like 25 pounds per bucket, right? So that hopefully will fill up a 3.5 gallon bucket of pinto beans up here, so that will be one of the main staples to work with. And don't forget, I have a food mill that I've never used yet that can actually grind up beans and make even bean flour if I wanted to. Alright, which, if I had a bigger kitchen, I'd have it on the counter, but right now it's just sitting in a box. Whatever, at least I have it. And when the time comes, it will be easy to grind up wheat, beans, whatever I want. Rice, oats, right? I can make oat flour, barley flour, bean flour, rice flour, wheat flour, right? I can do it all. Yeah. Okay, so that, all that, what was it, 8 trays? Came down to 2 trays. And they're practically dry. Not quite. Right? Now I've got some corn in the broccoli, no, the corn and the Brussels sprouts in the fridge. So I'm going to bring them out and fill up these trays and get them started. But I'm going to put them on the bottom with these trays on top. And by the time I get to switching things around tomorrow, these will be done. Just remember to come and kind of move them around every 4 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours. Right? And tomorrow will be day 3. So by day 4, I should have my jars. Hopefully they'll be washed. And I'll be jarring these up by day 4. For the most part. By day 5, I'll be completely done. And then I can put my, well, I don't know where to put this dehydrator anymore. It's not like I can put it downstairs. And that's what, like, fucking gets my goat. When mothers and fathers, parents, whoever, they're not done yet. Halfway there, halfway not. I have a house. I mean, you have storage, right? And you don't always use things all the time. That's why I'm thinking maybe I could put that in the freaking attic. Yeah, right. Alright. So, down to 2 trays. Out of 8. Okay, so I guess we're just doing a basic food video here, right? Alright, so we know that I couldn't get everything in the dehydrator yesterday, but that's okay. So basically, this costed me $6. I'm pretty sure I included it with whatever I calculated. That's the Brussels sprouts, already unthawed. I couldn't, they're whole. Now, from what I can feel and tell, they've been cooked or blanched or whatever, okay? They're too soggy for them not to be blanched. And, of course, the company is going to probably try and blanch them just to, you know, whatever. Now, I don't want them whole. I kind of just want them like that. They don't taste too bad. They taste like Brussels sprouts. This knife is not, it needs to be sharpened. They're a little soggy, but they're leafy, so they'll dry fast. I'm going to need a different knife. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut them into quarters and throw them on one tray and dehydrate, and then whatever little bit of corn I got left over from yesterday in this bowl, get them started, put them on the bottom of this little dehydrator with the almost dry peas on top, right? Okay, so I'm cutting either in half, depending on the size, or in quarters, right? Because I'm like, you know, but I'm going to be mixing these in with the beans. I'm not giving them these their own jar, and I'm not doing any more. Although, if they ever came on sale, now this is something to think about. Now, I didn't pay very much per bag for 500 grams, okay? I paid something like $2.97 per bag. all right? Which is cheaper, honestly, than if you were to buy them fresh. Okay? And if these came on sale, whether brand name or not, because I think these were great value, I don't know. They were $2.97. I thought, I'll just grab a couple bags, right? And then, obviously, this last order, I ordered 5 bags of beans. But I'm not buying any more now. I'm at my max. There comes a time when you just have to say, no, that's enough now. Right. And, but to buy these fresh would cost more money. You get more with 2 bags frozen for the same amount of money than if you were to buy them fresh. If you can get them on sale, that's when you want to buy a whole bunch of bags. If you like Brussels sprouts and you want to dehydrate them. Alright. I don't have to do broccoli, none of that crap, because I got gallons full of broccoli. As a matter of fact, I got a bag over there that's going to fill up another gallon. I probably got about 3 gallons of broccoli. Yeah. I know I've got like 2 in my bedroom, and then there's another bag there that I ran out of jars and is still sitting in the bag, so I'll probably just throw that into a jar after I'm done with the peas and corn, depending on how much. And maybe next month I might have to buy a few more jars, right? Because I just prefer to put my stuff in jars, people. I do. Certain things I like in jars. It just lasts longer and stays better and whatever. When I'm gone, they can sell the jars if they want. If they don't want them for themselves because it's redundant, whatever. But before they do that, they'd be wise to eat what's inside those jars. Foolish to throw it out. As they're cussing me. Saying, oh, what kind of work did Mom give me having to carry these jars and throw them in a bin? Yeah, I wonder where you got that attitude from. Yeah. Am I feeling sorry for myself? So this is going to take, now I'm just laying them right next to each other. So it looks like, because you want a little bit of air going through them, right? They'll just dry a little faster if I break them up. And you'll get more in the jar versus keeping them whole. Although I don't feel like dickering around. I want this done. I don't know. If they're small like this, I'll do half, right? And it looks like this one's almost done. This tray is almost done. And because it's in the state that it is, it'll be dry by tomorrow. It won't take long. Broccoli dries really fast. Oh my God. Oh, I think I'm getting something wrong with my tooth. Maybe that's why I don't feel well. My whole immune system's just going out of fucking whack here. Like, you don't even know. It's my jaw is sore. I feel like I've been punched in my jaw. It's coming from up in here. In my teeth. Yeah. Probably the way I'm sleeping. Anyway. Dental flossing. I felt it when I dental flossed it. Maybe I got something stuck up there with the dental floss. Maybe I bit onto something. Who knows? But my immune system's been down for the last 2 weeks. Like, really bad. I actually had a little bit of energy yesterday. And then it was zapped out of me. Yeah, and I made myself do whatever I was doing. And now I have to finish it. So basically, if you do it this way, get them on sale, oh, you're really laughing. I still have that much left. Full little tray. Now we go into tray number 2, and then we'll do the corn. Put those trays on the bottom. Right? So half will go broccoli, or I'm sorry, Brussels sprouts, whatever's left there, right? So half, and then the rest is corn and whatever, and as the other ones are dehydrating. Defrosting. I'll get as many as I can into the trays by tonight, with the rest in the fridge. Repeat the process tomorrow. My jars will be here, my buckets will be here. I'll be in the bathroom bending over the bathtub, washing buckets and lids, right? Because I'm planning to be making bread here, and I'm trying to make it where it's, that's that flour bucket and whatever. Bring up a big bucket of pinto beans, being that they were the first things that came into the house, and they'd probably make a good bean burger. Alright. So when I say, Andre, go get this, go get that, he knows where it is. Easy to get to. Right? 3 of those buckets having gamma lids on them, which is even better. Gamma lids are expensive. I only bought 3. They came in at $17 a lid. If I would have bought 5, I would have gotten them at $15 per gamma lid. I bought just 5 regular standard lids with the buckets that I bought. So I have to go downstairs and open up the older buckets and bag them up in Mylar bags with check for bugs, put in oxygen absorbers, and seal them up until I'm ready to use them. Okay, that didn't even take a half a tray. That hardly took any room. So what's here will probably be enough for the corn, and I'm still good with, it looks like 5 more trays. Hopefully I'll have 5 available trays. I don't know if I turned on the dehydrator in the bathroom. I better go check. I noticed I ate yesterday when they were frozen. I didn't necessarily like them. I couldn't really taste the Brussels sprout, but now that they've unthawed, they taste like a soggy Brussels sprout. They taste like a Brussels sprout. That's what I'm saying. Right? Oh boy. Capture up these little bit of leaves. Throw that in there. And we got a little bit of corn. Peaches and cream. Oh my God, so good. So good. But as a filler, I bought the Great Value regular corn, which does not taste like this, but when it's mixed in with the amount of peaches and cream that I do have, after you get it in the big bowl and you mix it all together, you'll never even know it's there. And because it's a little cheaper, it goes a little further, right? Because it was 2.2 keys for $6. And a slightly different corn. Alright, so that's 1 tray, and that will take the other tray. So it looks like it leaves me only 3 trays. I don't know. I guess so. Yeah, because I got 2 still of peas that will be dry by... I'll leave them in there till tomorrow. Early morning. I'll take them out early morning. They should be done by then. Take them out too soon. It might be 1 or 2 in there that maybe not. I'd rather them all be okay than have that one oddball in there that could pose a problem in terms of being too moist, because these ones are going, like I said, basically into long term for a while. So this will fill up this tray. Oh man. This is where I just want to lay down, but I can't. So much of it has to do with my eyes. And I know this medicine is making me sick. When I did that video with my face up real close to the camera, I don't know, do I have eyelashes, people? I was looking at my eyes because I was very close, right? I think my eyelashes are disappearing. I didn't notice eyelashes. Do I have eyelashes? No. No eye drops, right? Yeah. All right. A little bit of a squeeze. Don't worry about water dripping. Okay. Take the drier ones, put them on top. The new ones, put them on the bottom. Yeah. Whew. So that's the first batch done. Well, half done. They'll be done basically by tomorrow for the most part. So maybe what I'll do is I'll leave this video now. Not gonna worry about it. And then just do what I gotta do over the next day or two. And then when I'm ready to fill up my jars, that's when I'll bring the camp, because it's hard on me with the computer, and I'm already doing computer shit, and I'm feeling like, oh, not that great right now. I got lots of things to do, but it would be nice to see these in the nice 1-gallon jars and just see what I've accomplished between now and when that time comes. Because it is a very nice feeling when you got a big jar full of this stuff. It's really nice. Okay, so I forgot to mention, I also bought that. So all I basically bought with the last order was what you've seen in this video with the vegetables that are now sitting in bags open in my sink, to which I am not going to get them all into the trays that I have available at this point. Because these have to stay there basically, well, the two with the peas, and then we've got whatever, right? Okay. And same thing in the bathroom. They got to stay there at least till 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe 7, 8, 9 in the morning, and then I can use them, right? In that situation, I'm not even going to empty them out. I'm just going to let them unthaw as they're unthawing in my sink. This is how I'm going to do it. But before we talk about that, I just wanted to say, so I got obviously 10 more of these, right, for 30 bucks. Saved myself 20. Worked out to $4 a pound. All right. For comfort food, these were selling, I was surprised, at $2.97 per can, where normally they're like $4.97 or more at Walmart. Sometimes you can find them something similar, same grammage, canned ham, right? You know these cans. In like a Dollar Tree or something like that for $3.50 a can, right? But for whatever reason, they were selling these ones for $2.97. And the other ones were like $4.97 or $5.97 depending on the brand. And I thought, and I've got these too, people. I've got several of these in boxes. Okay, but I thought, well, hell, you know, another $30 more isn't going to kill me, right? Comfort food. There isn't really a lot of nutritional value in pork, quote unquote, per se, but it's a filler to the burgers or whatever you're doing. Okay, so between 10 cans of canned meat, whether pork or corned beef, and the vegetables that you've seen there in my sink, I think my total bill came to $133 or something like that. Something like that. I'd have to go look. Which, you know, whether you buy it this way and trying to penny pinch on the poundage, whether meat or in vegetables, or whether you buy it 1 or 2 cans at a time with the rest of your shopping. I mean, it all kind of ends up to be expensive. Doesn't really matter. But when you do it this way, like, if I was to ever buy corned beef again at any point in the next 6 months on sale, it would only be because I'm rebelling against something or somebody. It's not because I need it. I'm just saying. But of course I'm going to refrain from doing it because I don't really need it. And when you get to that point, it is a good feeling. Right? All right. And then look what's going on in here. I don't want to move shit. What I noticed, when you grow your own green onions like this, boy oh boy, what a difference in taste when it comes to this stuff. When it comes to this stuff, what a difference in taste. They're a really nice, strong green onion compared to when you buy them in a grocery store. These are some old red onions. Remember when I was dehydrating red onions? I had 3 of them that were kind of sprouting. Well, 2 of them took, and they're ready to be cut. So maybe after I'm done dehydrating what I'm dehydrating, I'll cut everything down and then dehydrate them, and I put these in jars, right? I just want to taste. Definitely has a bite. I noticed that olive beer plants love grow lights. Look, remember how sickly that little one over there was? Not so sickly anymore, is it? What the hell is it doing here? It's got spikes on it. This one's got spikes on it. I can see the spikes, even though I can't see them very well. I can definitely feel them. And this one's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So if you want to grow olive vera plants, whether for food or just because you like them, I highly recommend you put them someplace where there's a grow light. They don't even need to be right underneath the light. Obviously, they go for the light. Look at the spikes on that thing. These grow like it's, oh my God, they're all spiking out. Oh. And then, of course, we've got these guys over here still. I haven't eaten any yet, but you can. I'm going to just put them in stir fry. Everybody getting bone dry. And then I started little tomato plants, which I need to get out into my porch. But before I do that, I have to move shit because, you know, I have no porch. My kitchen is my porch. So I was going to go downstairs, take some boxes down there for cans and whatever, so I can open up my back door and then start moving around. And I got to get into the X Club and go get some planter pots that I have in there already and transplant these little guys, get them started. This fish tank I brought in here, I tried to grow, remember, but it didn't seem everything, whether I'm not watering it enough or whatever. Long story short, I said to Andre, we can either take that fish tank and we can put it outside and let somebody take it from the road, or I can put it in the back somewhere. We'll make a lid with it with a screen, and we'll turn it into a bug farm for Alea and Kyrie and Andre, and he can do little videos on it. I said, what do you want to do, Andre? He goes, because I have no place for it. Where it was removed. And then I had it in the X Club, but it was taking up too much room on the top shelf of the X Club, doing nothing. So I brought it in here, thought I could try and use it here, put a little grow light in it. But whatever I try and grow in there doesn't seem to like it. Probably because I'm not watering it enough, or maybe I'm over watering. I'm thinking I do both. I think plants just like to be free. I don't think they like to really be confined, right? So I'm going to move it out, and I want to start some seeds, but I don't have time for that just yet. I'm just going to give these guys, I'm just going to rest. I'm going to move that meat off the counter because it's close to the dehydrator. I'm looking for a box, can't find one right now because those would be put away, right? And clear off the stove, and Andre can make me 2 egg sandwiches with some celery cheese sticks. And I'm going to lay down and I'm just going to rest. Yeah, because whatever energy or strength that I felt that I had yesterday, I've lost it. Yeah, I'm so worn out, people. I don't know. And then I've got these things, but I have these little cups in the playroom in the closet, to which I don't want to dig out right now. But these are clay pebbles, and then you fill this up with water, with food. It's kind of like a hydroponic without irrigation. So I thought I'd get that started and maybe try and, I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to show you. But yeah, you can supplement these kind of things. It's simple. It's so simple. Right? If they die off for whatever reason, you go buy another 10 more little bunch, you stick them in there, they sprout out. I've already cut these back like several times. And then there was a little bald spot in here. I put some more, and you can see they've sprung up like no tomorrow. And they're so tasty. Like, so tasty. It's just, you don't get the white part, because you leave that in the dirt, right? Yeah, you'll really notice a big difference compared to what you buy in the grocery store in terms of an onion bite. And the bigger that gets, I might have to transplant it this spring. The big one anyway, because it's just getting bigger and bigger. Every time I come in here, it's just getting bigger and bigger, and now it's growing spikes. Maybe when it gets a little more bigger, then we'll start experimenting with aloe vera in terms of incorporating it into diet, whether smoothies or whatever. Yeah, why not? Right? And then, of course, those you can fry up as stir fry, and with whatever else you're stir frying. Try and get this out of here in the next week or two, and then start seedlings. Whatever. Tomato plants. I don't got a lot of room, so, but some room is better than no room, right? Okay, so this is the first batch of peas, right, that I bought. Technically, I only wanted 1 gallon, but I think we're going to be going into 2 gallons, which is, I'm happy for, at $1 what? What did I calculate it out to be? $1.49 a pound, right? After it's all said and done, with between the corn and the peas and a little bit of Brussels sprouts and a few beans, either or. It all rounded off to okay, that is a gallon. So now what I've done, Lucy, is I've taken them out, and Deb, I've taken them out of the dehydrator. These ones are done, right? You seen that? And they're okay. So now what you want to do, I don't know if this camera's going to run out of battery or what's going on here, but what you want to do, I said, Andre, help me find my camera. He goes, oh, I know where it is. I said, where is it? Oh, it's in the hall. I said, oh, yeah, right. I was in the bathroom. Then he comes out and he says, I'm like Uncle John. I said, you're like Uncle John. How's that? And he goes, it's like, where's the remote? And Uncle John knows where it is. Well, see, Uncle John will never die. Not in our hearts. Not even in Andre's heart. Okay. So I'm going to get 2 gallons, more than likely, of peas, because now so you let it cool, right? You let it cool, and then I don't have my jars yet. They're coming. So I'm just going to put them in, I don't know where I put it. See, because it's translucent plastic, I don't necessarily see it. We already know what I feel, what this eye doctor did to my eye by changing the cataract lens. He just made everything worse, but besides that point. Okay, so as I'm thinking, you know, I want people to just, you know, for the naysayers, the ones that understand what I'm going through and appreciate it and can relate, well, you know, everything I say speaks for itself. But for these ones that are like this, you know, have never raised a family, never mind 5 kids, that's the first thing. Or if they did, like Marina's parents, 2 parents, white picket fence with the poodle on the side. They bought their house 28 years ago, which was affordable. They had 4 girls, bought a 5-bedroom house to accommodate the four children, right? Dad was a mechanic making good money. I don't know what the mother did, but she worked. So you can almost say that their mortgage is probably paid off after 28 years of owning the same house, which is a 5-bedroom house. And all the girls moved out. Marina was the last one to leave because the mother was so happy that she finally got rid of them all. I'm done. They're all out of the house. Yay. Yeah, well, what did you do? You sicked your daughter on me. Well, my son is saying, well, you don't care about me. You don't love me because you won't get rid of your stuff so that I can have more space. You're selfish. You. Yeah, okay. I'm selfish, people. So in the meantime, I'm like, well, why don't you go live at Marina's parents' house, being that they have 4 empty bedrooms. Because they're still the loving couple after all these years, so I'm sure they share the same bedroom. So they live in a 5-bedroom house where the mortgage has basically been paid off, more than likely, over the last 28 years. All their daughters have moved out and moved on. So they got 4 empty bedrooms, empty house. I said, why can't you go live there and, you know, get space there, right? I'm sure they'll give you cheap rent. Oh, they want to be alone. They're at an age now where they don't want to be bothered. I looked at him and I'm like, as if I want to be bothered? Like, as if it's my responsibility to house Marina and you under your dictatorship and expectations as I sacrifice what little left I have in my life before, you know, I'm like gonna either, one, not be able to see it anymore, but hear the pillaging going on around me as everybody's telling me that if I'm saying, well, no, I don't want you, you know, I'm blind now, I can't see, right? I'm at the mercy of, and I'm like, hey, they're gonna say, well, we're gonna get rid of these records, and I'm like, no, you're not gonna get rid of those records. Those are Andre's records. I got DJ equipment, you know, I've got turntables, I've got mixers, I've got, you know, mics, I've got the fucking amp for what I got, and I've got the records, I've got a CD ship thing that if he wants to do CDs, he can do that. Like, that's, you're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and you're just, what, gonna sell it for yourself so you can take the money and tell Andre to fuck off? Go earn it for yourself. Go work for it. Oh, well, you should have studied more when you were younger with your reading and writing. So if you can't buy it now because you can't get a job, it's all your fault. After they've spent the money by selling my shit off. Because they don't value DJ equipment. I'm just using this as an example. And thousands of records, basically. Or the computers that I have in the house when it comes to like the old school computers with the old school operating systems and the old school actual CDs that you can put into the computer and run a program. And I've got multiple different kinds of programs, right? Or throw out the Dehydrators. Yeah, because they're in the way. And that's not something they would do because that's below them. They like to go to the grocery store and pay $3.99 a pound for fresh vegetables that you bring home now and basically rot within anywhere from 2 to 5 days. If you're lucky, it might be okay in a week and a half. But for the majority of this shit that you're buying these days, good luck. And that's systemic right across the freaking country. Both countries, USA and Canada. Because they're doing something with our food supply. Yeah. So, you know, if you want more space, fuck. Last time I checked, most cultures expect the parents of the girl to provide the dowry. Where is my dowry for this girl that moved into my house? How come her parents didn't give me, the parent, the dowry to take her into my family? Well, no, they're too busy sitting up in their 5-bedroom house by themselves in their fucking glory. No responsibilities outside of them. Right? Planning to buy another house out in the country somewhere so they can get away from the city. Free as birds because they earned it. Well, I'm here being terrorized by their daughter that they themselves don't want to take any fucking responsibility for because they want to be free. But I'm supposed to be held fucking hostage to this individual with her mind games, her jealousy, her vindictiveness, her spitefulness, her, I don't know what is wrong with her, people, but from the fucking get-go. I met her, my shit started being thrown out. She sided with my son, encouraged him to keep doing it so that they could have more space. Never said sorry, never said, gee, what can I do to help? Nothing. Instead, she encourages him to get rid of more shit. Well, she refuses to go back home to her own fucking parents, who clearly are selfish, as my son is accusing me of being selfish. I said, no, the only reason you don't want to go live there at their house is because her father, if you did what you do to me, to him, he'd put your ass in fucking check and throw it out of the house, that is, with her. No, that's not true. They just want to be left alone. They're free now. Their kids are all grown up and moved out of fucking house. I said, well, what about you? Why can't you do the same damn thing? Oh, you don't love me. Well, you're a lousy mom because you care more about your stuff than you do about me. I'm like, what the fuck? Get the fuck out. Like, seriously, man. I'm having panic attacks over fucking dehydrators as I'm saving money on dehydrating peas, carrots, whatever I'm dehydrating, where they're coming in at $1.49 in a fucking pound, where I can put them in 1-gallon jars, throw an oxygenator in there just in case we get one moth. You're gonna kill off the fucking moth, and the jar will sit like that for fucking years, man. Unopened, uninterrupted, when you do open it, it will be like the day you put it in. Doesn't matter if it sits for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. My son can't guarantee that Andre will have 4 fucking food. My son cannot guarantee that my grandsons, more than 1, 2 of them, will have food in 4 years from now. In light of what's going on in the economy, in light of what's going in with the immigrants taking over all the fucking jobs, taking over all the fucking houses, plotting and scheming behind your back to take you out. one way or another so that they can have it and you can't? As they capitalize off of freaking body parts? Like, go to that fucking white person's house with the white picket fence, that their mortgage is paid off, they don't got no dependent grandchildren on their hip, never mind a disabled one that nobody wants to help with. Right? They're working, her dad's working, he got money, they got 4 empty fucking bedrooms. This girl is not my responsibility. I am not obligated to a 32-year-old fucking so-called man to prove to him that I'm a mother. Give up my life and blood and everything so that he can live for the fucking moment and not guarantee any kind of future for Amari. Don't come and tell me you're going to look after me and treat me kind. Fuck you. You already showed your true colors. As for Andre, well, when the shit hits the fan, who stands up for me? Andre tells Marcaine to grow the hell up, to back off. And then, of course, Marcaine's rage flips from me to Andre. And now I'm telling Andre, back off. Don't put yourself in the middle of this. You don't need to protect Nana. And when my son's and won't fucking stop and follows me around and corners me, and Andre's like, well, grow up. Nana came to you with a solution. You didn't want the fucking solution. I'm tired of you guys arguing. Like, grow up. And of course, Marcaine, well, you this, and yeah, you, and then, well, Nana this, and Nana that, and right, she did this, and Andre's saying, no, she didn't. Yes, she did. She did this too. No, she didn't. Because they're plotting and fucking scheming down there how they can get the kids taken away from me, people. So that they can have more fucking space and be in control. But neither one of them can guarantee that Andre will know how to fucking do things for himself when it comes to this kind of shit, because they don't fucking care about it. And when he can't live up to their quote unquote expectations as he gets older, he's gonna be another fucking loser like me, and they'll end up treating him like me. And then toss him to the side because there's nothing that they can use and abuse and take from him anymore. And then they'll blame me for Andre sitting underneath a fucking tree homeless. Instead of trying to help him, love him, support him, understand, or whatever. No, it's the opposite. It's the complete fucking opposite. It's bullshit. You want more space? Go to a fucking empty house with 4 fucking empty bedrooms where the people that live in that house have no high debt load because all their fucking kids, the youngest being 28 years old, has moved out. You got nothing. That woman's got nothing to be fucking proud of. So what? You kicked your fucking crazy ass fucking daughter out of the house and you dropped her at my fucking doorstep, and you absolutely don't want to take no responsibility for the little bitch that she is and how she's corrupting my son into being, I don't know, worse than he's ever been. Also, that those two can have more space, be on a fucking power trip because they're both control freaks who think they know everything but haven't even had one kid yet. Never mind, go off and get their own apartment and support themselves by themselves. I don't get it. Why does it become my responsibility to house this girl so that she can torture me to death? And you know, once I'm gone, who's next in line? That kind of shit doesn't stop. It just bounces from one person to another. Abusive fathers abuse the mothers and end up abusing all the kids in the house. And then the kids, one or two things happen. They either fight back, try and kill dad, throw him out of the house, whatever, stand up to him, take beatings until finally dad can't beat them no more. Or they become like dad. Huh? How many times has that happened? Andre stands up to Marcaine. I said, it's not your responsibility to have to stand there and tell him to back off. And then there's a fight between him and Andre. And I'm like getting fucking scared now because, Andre's getting bigger. And if they start rowing, oh my God. I'm like, Andre, please just go sit down. Andre, please don't say nothing. It's not for you, right? And then of course, Marcaine, ooh, and then he runs off. No apologies, never comes back and says I'm sorry, never takes no responsibility. He just comes back with the same old bullshit. Oh, you're this and you, and blah, 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 blah. And, and I'm like, well, fucking just leave, man. Get your own little place, you'll be happy. Go live with her parents. They're the ones that owe the dowry. I don't. Her parents are supposed to giving me, the parent of my son, the dowry. And they give absolutely fucking zero. Not that I want a dowry, but I sure wouldn't mind having some peace like they have in their house. How come they can have peace in their house, but I can't have peace in my house? How does that freaking work? I just wanted to mention that. That's like Julian's sister, 28 years old, never had a fucking kid in her life, and thinks she's mother of the fucking year. Yeah. That she can do such a better job with whatever situation she imports herself in, because that's the only way she could ever become a fucking parent, is to import herself into somebody else's life and then try and take over their life to steal their child, versus having her own child, because personally I think she's barren. But besides that point, she seems to think she knows everything that there is to know under the sun, and that she's mother of the fucking year. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, good. You see? Nice and crunchy. That's exactly the way you want. And then once they cool, move them around. Let them really, really cool. Bag them up temporarily into, Ziploc bags, right? And then either vacuum seal them into vacuum seal bags. I would put an oxygen absorber in there, especially if you have a few moths flying around the house and dealing with these grocery stores. Moths came in, and every now and then I can kind of see one fly by. So, it only takes one, right? So in a situation like this, when I jar these up in 1 gallon jars, I will throw in an oxygen absorber. And that would be purely just to prevent a moth from breeding, laying eggs and multiplying, okay? And you could do the same thing if, in a vacuum seal, right? And it will stay good, vacuum sealed for a long time. But I would probably double vacuum seal it. I'd vacuum seal it, and then I'd put it in another vacuum seal bag, and I'd vacuum seal it again so that the bags themselves don't get punctured with the sharp little ends of it as it, right? Double bag it to vacuum seal it with an oxygen absorber, just in case a moth got in as you were doing the cooling stage, because you're not always here, you can't see, right? So it's been sitting here, it'll sit out here for about an hour. It's still warm, I can still kind of feel it. So within the next half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, I'll bag it. It will sit in the bag for a couple, 2-3 days until I can wash the jars, put them in the jars. I'll put an oxygen absorber in them, right? That will actually vacuum seal the jar to some degree, which is even better. And if there is, for any reason through that whole process, one moth got in, it took care of it. And then after that, that jar will sit in a cool, dark place, I'm telling you, for years. Beans, I notice, long-term dehydrating storage, they tend to turn a little darker. They'll go dark, right? But once you cook them up, oh man, they're so good. So good. So, don't be afraid just because something oxidizes. So you dehydrate some beans and, blah, and 5 years go by, and you get to them, and like, oh, they're a little dark. Before you throw them out, cook them up, try them. You'd be surprised, honest to God. You would be surprised. They'll probably be delicious. And if not that, then you can make a tea with them for plant food. I'm just saying. Okay? Alright, so yeah, like, where's my dowry? I ain't got nothing to look after this girl. All I got was an early death. Harassment, threats, accusations, people plotting and scheming behind my back, right? Two-faced rhetoric, right? You know what I'm saying? Frustration, fear, intimidation, because that's basically what it's about now, right? Power tripping. Those parents can brag on about how they did such a good job with their daughters and got them all married off, and now they're free lovebirds after 28 years of, raising them in a house that basically sits fucking empty. Yeah, okay. Call me this, call me that, whatever. I can't be that bad if you're living in my house. No, you're not subleasing. You didn't come in subleasing. You came in as a dependent kid, dependent child, basically, young adult, and then you brought in a fucking squatter where the parents don't want to take absolutely no responsibility for them. No, because they're too busy being free and selfish, or as they talk behind my back and call me selfish. Okay, I'm going to end this video. Because I could only buy 5 bags of corn, basically, at one time, I only did it twice, I think. And then I bought that 2.2 kg of just great value regular corn, which is not peaches and cream. I would prefer the peaches and cream, but besides that point, I may order corn again. I'm saving $8 a bag, right? Because from what I can tell, I'll probably get 1 gallon, but it won't be anything like the peas, because I did 20 bags of peas and 10 bags. Okay, I got 1 more like this coming, and this will fill up to here after what's in the other dehydrator, right? My trays are ready now. I'm going to fill up what I got in the fridge. And right, so we're on day 3 and get these in. So by tomorrow, switch them around. So yeah, about 5 days. But if I go off and I order at least another 5 more bags of corn, I don't really want any more corned beef or ham, or I might do 5 more bags of beans though, right? Because I only got the 5 beans. And then I did get the Brussels sprouts, which isn't very much. But I'm mixing these with the beans. Right? Oh, not really interested in Brussels sprouts. I thought I'd just try it, see, versus doing fresh and blanching and all that crap. Because any kind of vegetable you buy these days, you're looking at $2.99 a pound, right? Really, beans, $3.99 a pound, $5.99 a pound for string beans, right? Green peppers, red peppers, whatever, you're looking at $2.99 a pound, or $3.99 a pound, or $5.99 a pound, depending on whenever, even assuming that they have peppers now, right? Because sometimes you order and you can't get them, which has been happening. Broccoli is $2.99 a pound and up. You might get lucky where it's $1.47 back in the day with Walmart, rollback or whatever flyer feature, which I did a whole bunch. And, I got a big ass bag over there. Where is it? I still have to put in a jar. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Where did I put you? Oh, I put you somewhere in here. I don't know where I put you. Oh, it's a big ass bag. And I already got broccoli in 1 gallon size jars, but I found another bag of broccoli dehydrated, like that much. So if I buy broccoli, it's only because I quote-unquote want it fresh, but it's not anything that I quote-unquote need to buy, right? Because, you know, when I bought them and I did what I did, I was paying like $1.47 per bunch. And they were giving me nice bunches. Yeah, that's why I have so much. Okay, you know, right? So, oh, what was the other thing? There was one other thing I was going to say. What was it? What was it? I talked about the dowry. Where's my dowry? I'd like to know. Being that it's such a burden for me. And I'm expected to fucking vacate my house for this shit. Or at least vacate my stuff. And once you start vacating my stuff, you're just vacating me and the kids. That's basically what's happening here. Right? Well, the ones that push this problem on me take absolutely no responsibility. And don't want to help. If anything, they talk behind my back. Yeah, because the white is right in society, with the white picket fence, sitting next to the monster home with the overlord Punjabis, cutting back room deals. Yeah. Right? Look what Eleanor Gilding did to her brother, Uncle John. She was white. She robbed him blind. Yeah. Yeah. Destroyed his life. Destroyed his family. Couldn't wait for Joan Duncan to die fast enough so she could get her greedy hands on whatever it was that was in Joan's will. And then refused to tell John that he inherited money. Yeah. As she's sitting high up on the fucking horse. Yeah. Being free as a bird with no responsibility. As she's calling me down. Yeah, okay. I never robbed John. No. John was in a house full of love. Oh, yeah. So much so that even till this day, he's still loved, with Andre saying, I'm like Uncle John. Ask me where the remote is and I'll find it for you. Ask me